Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. How's it going, everybody?
Nothing was wrong on my end. It seemed good to me.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
It's great. It's great, guys.
Cut really good on YouTube.
We've already had our banter in the pregame, so why don't we hop right in? We've just had our lovely recap by Layla and Chris.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So good.
And here you guys are.
So is it approaching nightfall? Is that why or is it the morning?
We stayed there all night. It's going into the morning.
Yeah. So I think we're picking.
I slept afternoon, evening. Then I kept watch overnight, and they never returned.
Yeah, I think we're picking up probably early morning after a restless night, waiting for an ambush that never came.
So
we're pretty tired now, or have we been?
Or you guys have been sleeping. I stayed up because the whole plan was that I have special eyes, so I kept watch.
What do you have specialized?
I have special eyes.
Oh, special eyes. Got it. Cool.
Did we gain HP for that night? Let's just say no HP, right? I don't know. I'll keep whatever I've got written on my character sheet, and we'll call that
should get one
night.
Should be the one.
We should get one.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. So I'll add one now then. I'm at 18 out of 22.
Maybe William doesn't gain any because he dug a really big hole, and that is pretty strenuous.
And then he did take damage. Yeah.
God damn it! Yeah. All right.
Taking damage is the cutoff point.
So what do you think we should do today then? I mean, I think maybe Faris, you should climb on top of a building and keep watch while the rest of us search some houses.
Search houses. Do we
What
really
would I be keeping watch from? I can see maybe 2 blocks away.
See if the gnolls enter back into the city.
Maybe Ferris can find out where they went. Do you feel safe with Scrags about?
We know which way they left, right? We followed their tracks out of the town and then turned back around, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah, they led out to the forest, huh?
So we can watch.
I'll head outside really quick, and I'm gonna check around and see if I find any remaining gnoll. I know the gnoll tracks from yesterday are going to be covered up mostly at this point. I want to see if there's any fresh-looking tracks.
Yeah, did they come and scope it out?
Let's go play.
So are you all doing this together, or are you just sending Sean off to his death?
I want one person to come with me.
I'm coming with. We suit up and get ready to head out.
So it's it's a group adventure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So off you guys go to Grandma's house.
Over the river and through the woods.
And down the tunnel and through the bridge.
And Grandma's dead because all of Caledonia is a frozen wasteland.
The spirit of Grandma is here. She is haunting you. She's in a brothel, and it's not going so well.
Grandma, why?
Do you really want an answer to why from Grandma? Anyway, you search
Grandma
around.
died a long time ago, and she's alone.
Jesus.
That did not take us long at all to derail the session. Back on track, guys.
All right, let's roll back a little bit. You guys search the town for fresh gnoll prints and find nothing. There are no fresh princes here.
How obvious is it that we're here? You know, we sort of set up base in the in that stone building, and
so obvious. William, you make such a racket.
Yeah.
That ridiculous armor of yours.
You're
right. I'm surprised the wolf haven't come charging out of the woods just from the rattling alone.
I meant if the gnolls were to come back whilst we were exploring the tunnels, would they know that we were here and come looking for us?
Depends on how many hours after we went into the tunnel.
I can't tell you if they would come looking for you, but if they walked through any part of town, yeah, there's huge trudges of you guys moving through the snow all over the place. Granted, it is
not
windy.
To mention that ridiculous sled you're dragging behind you.
Yes, it is a little bit windy, and there's snow coming down, so the tracks might be obscured, but it'll take a while to obscure.
No, but the giant hole I dug would be quite telling, wouldn't it?
The hole within a hole?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, it's already a 300-foot crater.
Yeah, but there's been trenches dug out of it where you've hammered in pittons and nails, and after a while the signs of your involvement will fade. But if someone shows up today and is even half aware,
Faris, do you think you could rig up some sort of device so that if the gnolls were to follow us down into the tunnels, it could hurt them or alert us. Maybe you could do that, Grimes.
Do what?
Like
What?
some sort of. If we put a device at the bottom of the hole at the entrance to the tunnels.
Blank stare from Grimes. You can see the gears turning in the back of his head, like some sort
Like
of alarm. Like
A
maybe with
tripwire?
a bell and some twine.
A snare, maybe. I don't know how to make a snare.
Oh hey, I've got a little bell right here in my pocket. Just kidding. No. Did you requisition that, Yaromir?
I requisitioned many things. I don't know exactly what you're trying to make here. A snare?
I don't either.
I have rope and twine and chain and canvas and couch.
Have you really got chain on you? Sorry, not chain on you. Twine on you.
Chain, but I was dissuaded against it by my low strength.
Do you have twine on you?
No. What do I have on me? I have an apple feather.
Twine would be good.
Many bells, 2 fine silver wires.
We do have an entire city.
Put your witch's bag away. No, without twine. I mean, I could make something with rope, but that's pretty obvious. I think we're.
I guess what I'm saying
We
is
are in the middle of an abandoned city. If you only need twine, we can probably find twine.
do you not agree though that it's not safe to go down there whilst there's still gnolls that will quite probably come back?
I don't know.
I think it'll be fine.
What is the purpose of this snare idea that you have?
So that if we hear the gnolls coming in from behind us, we can turn around from whatever we're doing and go and confront them, rather than get caught in the back whilst
Neal,
dealing with some other problem.
Can rope be so thick? Rope can be untwined into 3 strands of thin rope.
Yes.
Correct. Can ropes be removed to make twine, or is it not like continuous strands like that?
No.
What about silk rope? Is that no? That's probably even.
Probably not. I think at that point you're pulling apart like really small strands. I don't think that conversion works.
If we come back tomorrow, I have spell, remember? With sounds loud gong. It'll only last like 6-ish hours, but I could place it here.
That could work. So why don't we spend today waiting and exploring and watching, and then tomorrow if they don't show up, we'll head down to the tunnels tomorrow.
So question. Hypothetically, would you refer, I do not have access to a spell to make you very large, a spell to make you jump very high, or a spell to make me glide around like Batman?
Well, we're going underground, so probably the Batman.
Or the jumping.
I really do like the idea of gliding like Batman. It's okay. I will exchange my Batman for alarm.
Very well. Okay, Faris, why don't you keep watch near where the gnolls left the city?
Very well.
And the rest of us, I mean, Neal, is there any other interesting looking buildings, or have we explored all of the highlights of the town already?
No, there's all sorts of shit too. I mean, they're all abandoned, ruined buildings that probably have nothing in them, but it's a whole town. Like, you could walk around, you could spend days searching this place.
Know. Of course, yeah, but I mean, like, we've checked where the keep would have been, we've checked the high temple, we've checked, like, the biggest houses. Is there any sort of key places that we haven't checked, or are we left down to the hovels?
Yeah, I mean, you really checked all, like, the really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question. Was the temple conceivably in this giant pit area, or is there a temple in the remaining building?
Could conceivably be in this giant pit area. This giant pit area, which we need to make a couple of small retcons of the past few episodes. One, a few weeks back, I said the gnolls referred to as dog-faced men. That was a mistake. They said horse-faced men. That caused some confusion. They call you horse-faced people. I just got my animals mixed up. And the other thing is I got the diameter and radius of our pit mixed up. It's 300 feet across, not 630 feet across.
So it's like half a block.
2 slight changes, yeah. Instead of like a block and change, it's like half a block.
So 300-foot radius?
You had a diameter and you thought it was a radius.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hang on a minute. Is there no Grand Temple in the town? Because I was under the impression that this was where the keep had been. But if this was a temple, then there might be a keep outside of the town.
I'm so confused as to why your assumption is every town has a keep.
Yeah. Honestly,
Well,
Yeah.
he comes from England, and there's
Yeah,
just
those
castles
fancy
everywhere
noble
there.
types.
You know, they all have a
just like-
castle.
Every little king. needs their
Before
own
Ferris
castle.
goes off though, because Ferris is he's gonna do his old like track covering trick and like go off and just kind of hide on the roof of a building and watch for anybody coming into town. But he finds whoever has the horn and says, "The horn, give it to me."
Yeah.
You
I'll
have
give you the
whistle.
one.
The horn is louder, travels further.
Yep. You take the
Just
horn,
bleat my
Forrest.
whistle
Hager.
loudly.
All right. If we're just gonna dilly dally around town, I could use a second set of hands.
Are you guys gonna dilly dally around town?
Ferris is going to
offer
hide.
my hands in tribute.
All right. Come on, Yarmir. Let's see about rigging up some alarms.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll show you how to do it the old-fashioned way. We don't even need to wait a day for your
Witchcraft.
voodoo to replenish.
All right.
And we will make Yaramir and I will make man traps. I think in the tavern would be the place to set them up, where the tavern where the gnolls came to, or do we
Okay.
want to trap the whole party?
I mean, either I think is good. I think
maybe
trapping
we
the
can do
whole
both. Let me
would be
check.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they
Okay.
follow
Well,
us down,
let me
it
see
gives
how
an
long.
advantage.
Let me see how long this takes. We might be able to do both. You and Ferris can continue while I look up my proficiency.
Neal, I will try and find maybe a barracks or something like that there might have been, where the militia would have trained.
Sure.
It's all in the crater.
Give me a perception check as you kind of search around the town looking for answers.
Well, 11.
Yeah, you definitely don't find anything that you're looking for whatsoever.
Okay, I mean, I guess I wander between Faris and Yaramir and Grimes over the day. Like, I go and check up on them and walk back and
Sure.
forth.
Are you guys spending all day
supervises.
digging holes and traps and kind of...
I mean, you guys told me so man trap takes D8 hours. Takes one
Yeah.
or more person D8 hours.
That is what we're
So
doing.
we can trap a couple things. I mean, So that's what Grimes was going to do while the rest. Didn't William say he wanted to wait a day?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not doing
for-
anything till tomorrow.
I guess that was mostly for alarms and things. So
To get alarm, yeah, but also to check if the Nulls come back.
All right, so tell me where it is that you're putting these traps. I think so far we've got like two significant locations in town. We've got the pit, and we've got the Knoll hideout
let's
area.
do that. I guess let's do the first one in the pit because that's what you guys were telling me to do and telling me that Yaramir can do it better with his witchcraft.
Do we really?
I've got a bit of a
You might have
chip on my shoulder.
You might have to wait until we've gone past to put it down behind us as we.
No, I can show you how to we can pass through my traps, right? If I that's typically how a trap works, right? If you see it, you can.
He's talking about my alarm spell, and yes, we would want.
Oh yeah.
No, I was talking about
The
the trap
thing is,
actually.
it won't stop working. It'll just ring every time you walk through it.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Ryan's trap. Sorry.
When it
there's my-
rings, Greg.
Yeah.
Speaking out of game for a second, is it like a Is it in your head or is it like just
No,
an area
it's
of
an
effects?
audible, loud bong.
Oh, okay.
All right. So there's my first set snares. I'm going to roll a d8 to see how many hours it takes. This is on the pit. And when I'm 6 hours, so that's a good portion of the day. Yeah, I need Yarmir's help. And we set up an alarm, a mechanical alarm. So
Okay.
I think how much, you can tell me how much rope that takes. And what I'm going to affix silk rope to metal objects. I think probably coral heads. I'll use a couple. And do we have any other random metal bits?
You're gonna need something like if you want
Caltrops.
a
I
good
got a ton of
alarm-
caltrops.
Okay.
So some caltrops, probably mostly caltrops. So it'll be like a dozen caltrops hanging from strings that will
They'll
rattle. I
jingle
need
into
something
each other.
bigger to make like
Yeah, you need like a big pot that you can like drop metal things into to make some
So
clanging noises.
So if I can find a pot in the town, maybe that's what takes 6 hours is procuring. Is there metal in the town? Or is
No
that
way,
not a
the
thing?
town's been stripped clean.
Okay.
It's been here for a long time.
What do I have? I've got that winch. That's a big chunk of metal.
That's a big chunk of metal. You might be able to like get things to fall on the winch or get the winch to collide with other things and make some clanging
So,
noises.
I mean, what I was imagining is a bunch of metal objects hanging from strings that are like attached to another string that will get jostled when something that doesn't notice it tries to go through the hole.
Right.
So when a man-sized creature goes through the hole while the trap is armed, it will like swing a bunch of metal that clangs together,
Definitely.
echoing down the hallway at least hundreds of feet,
Right, so you...
hopefully further.
Sure.
And I succeed in that check. What should I subtract from my character sheet? How much rope?
Well, if you want to cut the rope, you can probably do it with like 30 feet of.
Does anyone
thin
have
rope.
cheaper rope than I have?
We also
William, do you have rope?
I have a fishing net.
Oh,
That implies a great deal of rope.
that could be where the jingly bits are, like, so a fishing net with a bunch of metal hanging from it, attached
maybe you guys,
attached to a
like-
shorter stretch of rope.
Maybe you get the fishing net across the hole with all
The
sorts
net
of like
could even
jingling things
fall
on it.
the net could even fall on the creature that triggers it. So like a net trap inside the hole.
Yeah, so you get like a
Maybe
net in the
concealed
hole,
with-
so when something comes down, it like the net closes over them and jingles and jostles, and the first
Yeah,
thing that goes
and,
down
like,
is like trapped in a
I
loud
think
net.
we even cut a hole in the middle. How big is the net? Like, can the net go over the hole
You're
with a
carrying
hole
the
in the
net?
net? And when you go through it, like you get snagged on something and bring the net down on top of you. Yeah, I like that. So
Okay.
net, maybe like 10 feet of rope.
Yeah.
You have no rope, William.
No, I don't have any rope.
We're using the good silk stuff. Let's say 9 feet of rope and a net. Is that cool, Neal?
Yep.
And then say 10 caltrops.
Sure.
Do I need to use the winch?
You
that
toss
part-
it in there too. You're not going to need the winch for this other thing and for whatever else you're doing,
Yeah.
and it'll be recoverable. So
Alright.
toss all your loud, jangly metal bits in there.
Oh, I got a ton more caltrops. than
Used
that.
up a fishing net.
All right.
Now my bind spell is less useful.
Oh,
That's okay.
we can recover it, right? I mean, it's here. And then we probably have time to make another trap at the tavern if we really want to. Right, that's 6 hours. Actually, that's probably most of the day, huh?
So,
Yeah, you could conceivably do another 6-hour trap.
Let's check in with the rest of the party.
Do I have
so
enough
maybe that night I'll do another.
points
but-
to do 12 hours worth of working?
the other 12 would be in the tavern.
Which is
Or
presumably...
the other 6. The other 6 would be in the tavern. So that was 6 hours in the pit.
Today is a light day, so you should be losing 2 cold points per hour. So how many cold points do you have?
So I can work 10 hours.
Okay. So you could like work 10 hours and take a couple hour break and then work a few more hours. Or you could work, 8 and then a 2-hour break and then... Because you'll regain warmth pretty quickly in a house. In
Okay.
the... what do you call it? The tavern. If you're down in that basement area where there's like the fireplace, you'll be getting like 3 back an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll get Faris to help me on top of that building, if he can. Because
Sure.
I just want to...
what are we doing on top of the building?
Well, I think you should probably sleep, and I'll take over watch for a bit.
Okay. So you like repeat Ferris is probably like swearing and cursing as he went into a building, took off his snowshoes and like slung them over his back while he climbed up this building and took like 3 tries to get to the top. And now you're trying to do the same thing in like heavy armor with your shield and sword. And Ferris is like desperately trying to pull you up to the roof, and you keep falling down into the snow.
Nick, why don't you make me some sort of like basic climbing check? Ryan, what's the basic stats that go into climbing for a thief? Is it strength and dex divided by 2?
Is it?
His headphones are off. Hey Ryan.
Did you hear any of that, Ryan? You're muted, but
I should be unmuted.
yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
I didn't hear what was
Okay,
was I
so
addressed.
Nick,
Sorry.
I want you to give me a non-proficient climbing check, which is your
Oh, no.
strength plus your dex divided by 3 plus a d20.
What is he? He's trying to climb on a building.
Yeah.
Strength plus dex divided by 3 plus d20.
Yep.
18.
Ugh, it's a bitch. You can't make it up this fucking building. You got too much armor, and your sword and shield are all over the place, and it's like awkwardly angled, and one part of this wall is really loose, and every time you put your weight on it, it begins to fall.
But do I not get a bonus because Faris is helping me up?
Suppose. Maybe. Ferris, are you really trying to help him up?
Yeah, he wants me to get down. At first, I wasn't that into it, but then the thought of getting into a nice warm fireplace.
Okay.
Yeah,
Eventually, he'll
sleep
come up,
up.
but it takes a while, and it's maybe a little embarrassing.
Sure. But I ask Faris if he can leave his bow. No, never mind. I've got my javelins with me.
I'm not leaving my bow.
If the gnolls come back, though, I'm going to do like a diving sword attack from the top of the roof
Nice.
into the middle of them.
All right. Well, the rest of the day passes. You finish the trap in the pit. You get William up on the building, kind of looking out over the town here.
Mm-hmm. I show him a little bit of how to like cover himself. Like I sort of slightly bury him in snow so that he's less visible. Mm-hmm. I kind of go over all the steps that Ferris usually takes to try and stay concealed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Nice. And despite the cold wind blowing, I think you guys have a relatively relaxing and enjoyable day in this abandoned town here on the edge of this continent.
All right, so come nightfall, then I'll gather everyone up and suggest that we head back to the tavern to sleep, while Faris, who's just woken up, can keep watch.
Sure.
Okay. I think I'll set up a man trap while we're dilly-dallying around the tavern.
And what sort of man trap would you like to set up around the tavern?
I think I want like a spike trap on the door. So like the Noel walks in the door, has like
so it's maybe like a board with spikes in it, and you walk the door.
Some caltrops hammered through it, maybe, or some pittons. Can caltrops be used like nails, or are they?
Not really. It's super awkward because they're like D4s. So you would stick like one end in, and then the other three ends would be like sticking out in angles, but none of them straight out. So you'd have like a, it would be better if you had just one sticking out at you rather than three.
I think I'll use pittons.
It's a D4 though, right? They're not filled in.
Right.
They're like looping chains that are thick and puncture.
Let's use pittons and some quarrel heads.
There we go. That'll work.
Attached to a board. Now I'll borrow William's whetstone. Does William carry a whetstone?
Yeah.
Yeah, to like sharpen the pittons so they're slightly more lethal.
You have a whetstone on your character sheet there, William?
Apparently not. Liar.
I must do though, right, Neal?
No. And if it's not on your character sheet, you don't have one. The fort has many whetstones.
All right. So
I'm sure Greg bought you a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I should get one crit. Nice.
Very good.
Maybe I find a way to grind them on rocks or something so they're slightly sharper. Who knows? All right. So I'm going to drop, let's say, 4 quarrel heads. 2, 3, 4. And 2 more pittons.
Okay.
So 6 sharp objects sticking out of this board.
Nice.
Probably need more rope or something to get it connected like to a ceiling, or would it just be a drop trap in the doorway?
I think it's a drop. I think it's like a board that hangs, and when the door opens, it like swings and slaps you in the face with spikes.
Okay. And okay.
And there are 2 doors to the tavern. There's the upper front door and then the cellar entrance.
Which one were the gnolls traveling through? They were going out the back cellar, weren't they?
No, they were going through the front door and then down into the cellar.
Let's actually roll a d8, see how many hours that takes. Another 6. Now that's probably the whole day. So it's only one. Should this be the front door or the back door, guys?
So I think
I feel like you always got to protect your back door.
Okay.
Yeah, the back door, I think.
This is the cellar entrance.
And then we can guard the stairs down to the cellar pretty efficiently. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I've been wanting to ask this since yesterday. You're carrying a fishing net, Greg?
Yes.
Not anymore.
All right. That genuinely surprised me.
Okay, so 2 reasons. One, I was going to fish every chance I could for clams.
Okay.
I get 100 GP pearls. Okay. And the second reason was I have a bind spell, and I was going to use it to trap large groups of enemies' feet. I initially wanted to carry a lot of chain, but chain's heavy. And fishing
I was because you've been talking about how some days this whistle just encumbers you. And I was like, seriously? Like that's an issue, but he's carrying a fishing net. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly at my encumbrance level, 0.1 higher, and the whistle is the 0.1 feet.
So you should just walk around while tossing the whistle up and down in the air, so that you only have to carry.
Slow. Slow.
Love this game, guys.
I think it's so weak though that my arm would get tired. I'd be like, I can't.
That's why you have to alternate arms, but then you have to make dex checks to make sure that you can actually
just
catch
need
it
a
when it comes
juggling
back down.
proficiency. That's what you need.
There you go.
Ryan and William are having none of this. It's way too silly for them.
Yeah.
All right. The night passes.
Okay.
You guys have trapped the front door, right? Back door.
Back door. Can traps be moved once I've made them? Like, could I have the alarm hanging in the doorway for tonight and then move it to the pit tomorrow? Or is it permanent?
I think that with like the alarm, it's probably a permanent thing. I think the spike board, using half the time or like rolling a d4 for the hours, you could move it because that. Well, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so upon waking up this morning, then, I organize everyone and say, are we ready to check out those tunnels?
No, give me a moment to study myself. I need to take a different spell. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. I forgot. Grimes took my alarm spell for me.
Oh, yeah. We don't need
Double
that.
up on the alarms or use the alarm further down the hallway.
Okay, well, let me study myself really quick. I need to examine my body. And then, like, 10 minutes later, I'm ready.
All right. Neal, just before you mentioned about points of interest in the town, don't forget there is a third point of interest, which is that's where we've left all of our rations and our supplies.
Oh, where was that?
It's just in a stone house near near where we landed. Yeah.
It's a random building.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for reminding me.
Not gonna be able to find that stone house when you want those supplies.
I trust that we've made note of which stone house it is. Right.
Yeah, totally, sure.
That sounds like a no.
Well, it's got all the supplies in it. I feel like we'd remember it.
You would think so. So,
You would think so.
You all the next day wake up and find the winds are whipping. It's a medium day.
Seems like a great day for some dungeon diving.
Yeah, let's go underground.
It's a cold chill in the air as you make your way back to the pit. Your vision's pretty badly obscured, and so it takes you a little while to find the pit and make your way down the incline. It's like a 30-degree slope.
I have us all walk single file as we go there, and I'm going to cover up our tracks as we leave. And I imagine it's going to cover up really quick with the quick winds today.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure that nothing follows us down, or knows that we're down there at least.
Sure. You get down to the bottom of the pit. Grimes carefully disables the trap that's in place there. You all move down and replace the trap. Going down into the area where William is kind of just like climbing up these snowy walls, unless you left your rope here. But that would be a very, very obvious sign that you were there.
There's a Pitten hammered into the permafrost.
Yeah.
Some feet above the
Can we
entrance.
just obscure the rope in the snow going down?
Maybe, but like the last person down wouldn't know whether any of the rope became unobscured as they like rappel down as you make it more taut. Like it could rise above the snow
Grimes
line.
can free climb last.
Okay.
And conceal the rope in the snow.
Sure.
Nice.
So you guys can.
How many feet of rope does that need to be?
I think that's a full 50 feet of rope that goes down.
Okay. I've only got 40, so that'll be the last of it.
Okay. So you guys have to drop the last 10 feet into like the snow pile below you, which is fine. No damage.
Okay.
Oh,
but to get back up to it would.
That's fine.
Take
I mean,
a
we're 6
second.
feet tall. We jump. We can reach it.
William survived a 50-foot drop. Good on you.
Yeah, it was into snowy
Well, it
stuff,
was
so it
also-
was less damage. Yeah.
And it was also like the rope doesn't start right at the base of the thing. It's another like 20 feet away from the hole.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get an HP for yesterday, Neal?
Yeah, because like the rope is tied. If you scroll up a little bit to where we have the image just above the mountains by the Yeti cave, like the Pitten comes over here and then the rope comes down.
Yeah.
So William survived maybe like a 30-foot drop or a 20-foot drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did we gain 1 HP for yesterday?
2.
Or 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
Chill day.
Okay. I am at
Great.
20 out of 22. And then, so with the hole alarmed and a rope in place, I think we finally descend into this cavern.
Okay.
All right. Neal, take us to the map.
There's no map yet.
God damn it. Okay. I take my lantern out.
I'm gonna feel really bad for Nick if this isn't a full dungeon.
That's fine. Don't feel bad for me.
You really want this though. I can taste it.
I give Yaramir my lantern and then take point. Sword drawn.
Do we use lantern or do we use skull of glowingness?
I think gives me the creeps.
All right, I'll gladly burn your oil.
Two lights is better than one.
Yeah.
The lantern's also slightly better than the skull because that
the
one's
skull
just like a
is
soft red light. Yeah.
It's very good for creating good cult feng shui, but not so good for, lighting the path.
Yep.
Okay.
So to be clear, behind us is like a snowy wall, right?
It's a hallway, right? But it goes both directions.
It's a hallway that goes in two directions with like a big plop of snow in the middle where something has broken through from above.
Well,
So there are two directions to go. One of them, like,
Wasn't the other one blocked?
no,
Yeah,
like
like
the,
collapsed.
the snowy thing is in the middle. It's kind of blocking both sides
okay.
from the other. This tunnel runs east-west, so very generally speaking, one side runs to the ocean, one side runs to the mountains.
It's worked stone.
Yes.
Well-
Which way would you guys like to go?
Is it work stone? Because you
Yes.
said there was grout that William felt when he felt around last time.
Yeah, grout
like-
being the stuff in between stones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in between bricks or whatever.
But it's actually stone. It's not like tile or brick or something.
Right,
different.
right. It's stone that's, grouted
Someone
together.
took the time to grout stone together. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And it goes left and right.
Yeah.
Which way do you want to go?
So left, you said, goes toward the ocean.
Yeah, one way goes ocean,
Generally,
one way goes
okay.
mountain.
Ferris suggests heading toward the ocean first because
What is-
his guess is that that's the shorter path. You might as well take care of the shorter one first.
Any objections?
Also, Final Fantasy logic says you always go left.
Yep.
All right, that's good enough for me. Keep close. Head left. As I'm walking, do you think there could be any traps down here, Grimes?
yeah. I just set one up right there.
I give him a stare look.
You want me to go first?
I don't know. They look around.
Correct me if I am wrong, but are elves not predisposed to finding traps?
A bit. I believe Grimes and I working. He knows more about traps than I do, but I think my eyes are probably a bit more acute than his. Perhaps together we make almost one full competent person.
I agree, Ferris. Your eyes are quite cute.
Just gives you like a scowling look. Looks you up and down really quick, but then doesn't say anything. Just ignores the comment.
I take a step back and say, well, whoever's the best can take point.
I thought that was
Clearly,
you.
that is me. For Jaromir is best in all things.
Okay. I
Very well.
noted.
And Ferris motions
Maybe
for you
hang-
to take the front.
Maybe hang back 20 feet or so.
Yeah. All right.
You guys push to the
And
end.
so I think Grimes is taking the point. We're moving, I think, at a dungeon crawling pace to check for traps as we go.
Keep your eyes alert.
Keep my eyes open, not
Yeah.
actually rolling.
Right.
Is there a trap thing?
There's not
There
a
is
find
not.
traps. No.
No, there's no
That's been
unrefined
removed from the
traps.
thief stat.
Since I'm not at the front anymore, I think I'll take the back and make sure nothing comes up behind Jaromir.
Okay.
At
So you
some
say
point
find and
when we
remove traps was
stop, I'd
taken
like
away from
to
the thief?
scrape some of the grout out and like.
Why don't
Put
we
it
do
in-
that right now? Like, you guys have gone maybe 30 feet down the hallway when you stop to scrape at some of the grout.
Yeah, I want like a sample of the grout so I can figure out what it is later.
Okay. You have a sample of grout. Please add it to your character sheet.
Did you say the thief no longer has find and remove traps?
Correct.
Okay. In that case, Ferris will offer to take point. I assumed that as a thief, that was kind of his domain.
It's
But,
too late. I mean, I'm already
Oh, yeah, no,
20
that's
feet
fine.
ahead of you. You like catch up with me?
Fair enough. No, it's fine.
I think
Ferris will
we have
hang
the
back.
same perception, and you've got that
Yeah.
absurd glowing skull at your waist that will give away your position.
That's true. I think I'd probably have it covered if we have the or the lantern.
You mean the
lit, though.
guys like walking down the hallway aren't giving away their position just by their chatter?
This is why Grimes has scampered ahead.
Right.
So at least he'll get an
get-
ambush.
You get maybe 70 feet down this hallway when it immediately turns into a staircase that goes down. Kind of like a switch. It goes down and to the right, and then that platform looks like it goes and down and to the left, and you kind of get like the switchback stairway descending into the earth.
All right, crossbow at the ready. Grimes pokes down the stairway into the darkness and waits for the party to catch up to the top of the staircase.
Do we think that we should explore the other way first, or should we just go down here?
I'm just taking a poke while I wait for you guys to catch up. And
If we
have that
change
discussion.
directions every time we see something interesting, we'll be here all day.
You hear a hiss from Grimes as he's descending the staircase to keep it down, but
Right,
let's see.
yeah.
Do I see anything down there, Neal? Like, do I see any movement in the dim light on
Nope.
the lower floor?
Nope.
All right, so I like crouch with a crossbow aimed down the hallway and wait for the party to catch up.
The party eventually catches up to Grimes, crouching with the crossbow pointing at them.
No, I'm like down. I'm like on the staircase.
Yeah.
Crossbow
Oh, okay,
is
on the
pointing on the
staircase.
lower floor
Got it.
with the party above me.
Party catches up, and here you all are at a staircase headed down.
And I assume this is now when you suggest again.
So who brought magic slinky of trap disarming?
That's Grimes. Grimes has that.
I am the slinky.
All right, Grimes, go ahead, and I get Yarmir
Wait.
to try and light down the stairs.
So do you not suggest that we explore the other direction first, or
Yeah, I suggest it, and then Faris made a smart mouth quick.
what did Ferris say?
That if we
that
change
if-
direction every time we see
yeah.
something, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then I guess I continue down the second hallway.
All right.
Is it the same
Well,
as
no,
the first?
the switchback staircase goes down like 40 feet.
Oh,
It
it's not like there's a
descends.
it's not like there's a floor beneath. Okay,
No,
then it just keeps
it's like
going.
it's like this is
Keeps
hallway,
going.
hallway,
Damn.
and then like shaft that goes down.
Okay,
Okay.
so I move just ahead of the flickering red light.
It's not
Staying
hard to
in-
stay ahead of the light since the staircase keeps switchbacking.
So I keep moving like through the shadows, but like with an eye on the light behind me, so I don't get more than what's the radius? 30 feet. 30 feet of red light from the skull.
Yeah, it's the lantern. We have a lantern lit though, so that should be better.
That's like 60, but that's so so I'm 30 feet in front of Ferris, and then I think Yarmir and William a little behind that.
Okay.
Anyways, so I stay just ahead of the light radius. I don't know. If you
Honestly,
want
I
me to,
think
like-
Ferris is probably taking up the rear so that I can watch our backs. Like I've got the best vision radius out of all of us. I want to make sure Selene doesn't come from behind.
Oh, okay, you can
Neal,
do that.
how do you want to handle continuous silent or hide checks? Or is that not a thing? Like, what do you like if we're moving cautiously through a dungeon?
So you have a move silently, don't you?
yes.
Skill. So why don't you make me just a move silently skill, and then every time.
Do you want
let's,
to handle
like,
this? Do you want to handle this as a traditional move silently, where you roll it, or
Yeah.
am I okay? So my
I will roll it.
But both of my at this point, both my silent move silently and my hide are 15s,
Sure.
and I don't. So yeah, I don't think I'm fast enough to warrant hiding, but I'm at least moving silently ahead of the light radius.
Okay, so you all descend these stairs. They go down about 40 feet, then there's a short hallway, another 40 feet or so, and then another staircase that just goes down for another 40 feet. By now, you guys have got to be like 100 and something feet below the surface of the earth, and it is just as cold as it is on the surface. I mean, you don't have the wind whipping through, but like, it's chilly down here.
Can I gauge how far east we have gone?
Yes. Ooh, I like that. That is going to be
Nailed it.
probably. You're gonna want
Really need-
general in maybe like an unfamiliar place because you're underground. So you need like a 24 on your check.
You got a 31.
I rolled 31.
Perfect.
So how far did the hallway go east before?
You can get exacting details then. So the hallway, like from the very first spot that you've come down.
No, yeah, from the crater. How far have we gone?
You have moved kind of towards the ocean, like 150 feet, and then you've gone
so
down
150
maybe 80 feet.
Did you say there was a floor in between, or is the staircase just straight down 80 feet
No, there were two. There was another floor in between. So
that
if we
we've
look,
skipped?
no. So let's take a look at the pit area again. It goes over here, and then it comes down, and then it goes over, and then it goes down. You know?
Oh, okay. So it's just a short hallway and then another staircase.
A short hallway connecting two staircases, and you guys didn't notice any other rooms or exits or secrets or anything like that in this.
Okay.
That
So
short
my
hallway.
natural elf eyes didn't see any illusory walls.
You didn't see anything.
And then what's at the very bottom?
Well, at the very bottom is a small chamber a little bit bigger than the stairwell, that has a doorway. There's no door on it anymore. That opens into a very large hall. It's maybe 60 feet across, and there's like a 10, maybe 15-foot section that you can walk out onto, and then it's just like emptiness, like a bottomless pit. No, it's just like a bottomless pit, and then that's maybe 40 feet across, and then on the other side there's another like 10-foot section of actual ground, and then there's like a doorway beyond it.
Whoa.
Can I get perception checks from the party here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pass.
27. Boom.
Nailed it.
There's so many
Oh
Yaromirs.
wow, you are not perceptive.
I mean, you are in this instance, but
I
you are
am
not
today.
a perceptive person.
Yeah.
Yes. So, pretty much everybody except for Yaromir, after your eyes adjust to the... I guess they're already adjusted to the dimness down here, but after you take a moment to take in the world around you, you notice that there is some dirt that is just kind of like hovering in the air on the far left side of the room that you're in. Like, in the bottomless pit, there's just like dirt resting on it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark?
The Temple of Last Crusade.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Check that over there. Can I, is there like any stones or something, Neal, I can pick up?
No.
I pulled the trigger on my crossbow and shoot that section of ground.
Give me a roll to hit.
You said it was about 60 feet across the pit?
Yep.
Bing! That's a 10
Yeah.
at least. I shoot the ground.
Your crossbow bolt kind of hits something invisible and then just drops down into the darkness.
All right. An invisible bridge?
I poke is this like right adjacent to our side, or is it out somewhere out in the middle?
It's kind of close to your side.
How far of a gap?
You shot your crossbow maybe 10 feet out,
Okay.
to where the dirt is just kind of resting.
I think I might need to go recover that rope.
Huh.
Hold on. So wait, you said there's a pit, right?
Yeah.
And then across so it's not below us. It's just across the pit is the dirt that's hovering in the air.
Sure, I'm going to make a top-down view. for
What if
you.
we just got a whole bunch of snow from the entrance and started spreading it around to see where the like?
Well, what I want to do is walk.
That's a good idea.
If this is like a pit, I wanna like start poking my sword into like the start of it to see if I can find like an invisible bridge.
Yeah,
my first
that's a
thought.
good idea though, Yaromir.
Well, I mean, I can't take credit. I mean, like that's straight up Indiana Jones, but
Neal,
Yeah,
can I?
so
did we
this is
hear
your this is your top-down viewpoint right here.
Okay.
And there's like little bits of dirt kind of scattered over here.
Neal,
pit.
did my crossbow bolt hit the ground beneath us? Hit the
No, it
bottom?
just tumbled into the bottomless pit.
And we never heard a sound.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're on this side.
No, you're on the left side.
Okay. So whatever side we're on, Ferris wants to like. Are there any like sticks in here or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, fine. I'll use William, can I borrow your longsword really fast?
I give him a look. Why? So with your sword?
Neal,
I just don't want to risk it.
Neal, I prod the invisible bridge with my foot. Is there an invisible bridge, or is it like a 10-foot gap?
No, there is. It's just like set 6 inches down. So when you like start prodding, you don't notice it at first, and then you're like, oh wait,
Yeah.
that dirt is a little bit, and then you like reach down with your leg, and you can find purchase on this invisible bridge.
So is it invisible, or is it like some trick of the eye where it's like made out of a clear substance?
Give me a perception check to try and sort it out.
Like it, yeah.
I would like to disbelieve the
No,
invisibility
I-
illusion.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, give me let me roll a saving throw versus spell for you in secret, so that other players, whatevs. And I'll PM you in secret what you see.
In before nothing. All right, good. Interesting information there. I will use my sword then to try and do what Forrest is talking about.
One thing I want to do, I want to lower the lantern down toward this bridge and see if it really is invisible, or if it's, like he said, just a clear substance. Because I imagine if we get the torch right down next to it, even a clear
Okay.
substance would kind of reflect the light a little bit.
There's no reflection, there's no shadows cast. This is, as far as your initial tests have been able to provide, an invisible bridge.
Okay, and with
Captain,
my elven scrutiny, I cannot find any sort of like crack in that invisibility.
Captain, I can't let you cross this chasm without rope. I think I need to go back and maybe we can even explore the other hallway.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, all right, let's go back. And on our way back down here, we'll get some snow like Yaramir suggested and use that to map out the bridge. But let's be clear here. If there's an invisible bridge, that means that a wizard set this place up. And that means we've got no idea what could be down here waiting for us. So just keep your eyes open.
That's true, but there's also dirt pretty clearly marking this bridge.
So,
It could be anything.
as far as
I'm
I
just saying
can
that it's probably not been kept up.
Yeah,
If I were a wizard and I were making an invisible bridge, I'd make sure it was clear of any sort of debris.
sure. But we already came across a salt golem, and now there's an invisible bridge. There could be who knows what manner of
Agreed.
weird wizardry shit down here.
So
No
as far
offense,
as
Yaramir.
as far as I can put together, wizards set this place up and then knocked it down.
Yeah, it looks like that way.
Whatever's left behind, and I certainly do not trust my life on that invisible bridge.
All right, let's go get the
Fair
rope.
enough.
Yeah. So we'll head back to the surface.
You head back.
to the entrance.
It's not too long of a hike, but you gotta basically
Wait.
climb 8 stories.
Hold
and
on.
then-
Before we take this rope, how are we going to get out if we take the rope down from our...
Grimes can
We can
climb.
still get out. It's just, we won't have a quick escape ready.
Right, you'd have to like make
Okay.
climb checks in the
Okay, so
snow,
we're not, like,
and a failure
stranded
could
down here.
fall
Okay.
down
No,
on
we
you.
won't be-
Yeah,
So it's
We're just
more... It's not an issue unless we're trying to like get out very fast.
yeah.
Correct.
Got it.
And now, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you retrieve the rope.
Yeah, and that probably takes me 5 minutes or so to climb back out. Actually, I don't need. I leave the Pitten in. I just untie the rope from the Pitten.
Sure. Yeah. The wind up there
Slide-
is
slide back
whipping
down.
around. Kind of, you can hear it howling between the buildings like a banshee.
All right. So, do we want to
Yeah, I think let's check through the corridor, right?
check the other corridor?
Sure. It
Might as well.
extends
Same-
for about 150
I feel like Ferris
feet.
takes the point here.
Sure.
That just seems to be like the logic. Like Grimes goes and climbs, and by the time he gets back down, the parties naturally rearrange themselves or whatever. And
Sure.
Ferris is
Okay.
taking point down the hallway.
The tunnel goes for about 150 feet before you see an up staircase.
Huh.
I imagine this probably leads back to the surface.
Let's check it.
Sure. Ferris will very carefully climb up. Grimes, would you like to take point with your crossbow? And because Ferris like has his bow in his hand and kind of realizes it's not too great if you're the one taking point.
Already loaded.
I want to
can-
hang back and talk to Yaramir while they check the stairs up.
Okay. So either Grimes is right behind Ferris with a crossbow ready.
Sure, that works. If that's the case, I'll pull out the swords. Basically, I had my bow at the ready originally, and I was like, that's probably not too great if I'm the one taking point.
Okay. So Ferris with sword, Grimes with
Yep.
crossbow, head up the stairs while William and Jaromir hang back and have a brief chat.
Well, I think we're following, just like letting them go off ahead.
They're behind.
So I
We're
say to
breaking their stealthiness by chatting loudly behind them.
chatting quietly. What do you make of this place?
It is a tunnel. I don't know much about it. The bottomless pit is very interesting. I have to know what is on the other side.
Do you think it is bottomless? Is that possible?
Most things have bottom.
That's what I thought.
It's probably very, very deep. I did not see it, and elf eyes did not see it, so
In the,
it's bottomless.
you know how you found the medallion in the walls, in the cave?
Mm-hmm.
Could you detect other forms of magic in this area? Maybe that can help us avoid any.
It's possible, yes. Detect magic. I have scroll of detect magic. I could use it one time today to observe the arcane leftovers, if you will.
How long does it last? Could you just turn it on for the whole day, or?
No, it has limited duration. I have never used it from scroll before, but I imagine would be very similar in duration to when I cast spell.
Okay, well, I guess we should save it then.
So, Ryan and Sean, you climb the
names.
staircase and start heading. This time, you're headed back to the east. So, like, the hallway goes west, goes up, maybe 4 floors,
east?
then
So
it
back
starts
toward the
heading
ocean again?
east. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Where was
doesn't go very far,
the key
though.
relative to the hole? Like in terms of cardinal directions, where was the exploded stone building relative to the hole?
There wasn't an exploded stone building.
I thought there was like a destroyed keep or something that we thought was a keep.
There's a crater where the keep should be, right?
There's a crater in the
okay.
center of town, and there's
I thought there was like a
rubble.
literal. I
There,
thought
there
it was
is
a,
rubble from like this dirt that has been excavated, and the buildings that used to be here kind of like spewn about.
Okay.
But there's no like. This is
I thought there
keep.
was like an actual the way we were talking about. I thought we had like an actual wreckage of a building.
No.
I think we're in the basement of the wrecked keep or something.
Yeah.
We'll call downstairs for Yaramir and William to follow us if it looks like there's a hallway to explore.
Well, there's actually not. You get 40 feet up, and then there's a hallway, but it's short. It's like 30 feet, and it ends in like caved-in earth and snow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this is the remains of the keep, and like all that survived is like the basement, and the rest just blew to pieces.
Yeah.
So I guess me and Yaramir come up on them as you're having that conversation. So what's down there? Nothing?
It's a cave-in. I think we're in the basement of the keep, the dungeon, if you will. Anything that was topside got blown to the sky.
Seems about right. Okay,
What
well I guess
were the wizards in here doing?
maybe we can find out.
To Yaramir, take quite an explosion to excavate this much stone.
Yes, would be quite an explosion.
How do we,
So with the rope, I guess we return to the basement.
but grab some snow as well.
How do you grab snow?
Just
Your
in
hands?
my.
You just got hands full of snow. All right, cool.
I mean,
Snowball fight.
All right, so if you guys look over here, this is kind of the way that everything is built. Here, let's show you. So this circle is the pit that you fell down into, and this first line is the main hallway. Going to the right is the way that you first went. Each square is a staircase, so you go to the right, down a staircase, then you keep going down another hallway, and there's a staircase, and then actually that's not another hallway. This is just the pit thingy over here. But like the angle of all of these things is changing, so it's not like you're walking in a straight line and descending. Like you're going at kind of a weird zigzag.
I don't follow you. So these aren't straight hallways. These
are straight hallways, but like a stair. If you walk in at the bottom of a staircase, then you walk up. The exit to the staircase is not like directly above what you're doing. It's at an angle, if that makes sense. Like so, this is a top-down view of your pit, of your thing.
Okay, I see.
So the very highest level of hallway comes at this angle. Then there's a staircase. This chat can't see that. And then like the hallway continues, and then there's a staircase, and then like the hallway continues, and then there's a staircase. So it's at this like weird jigsaw-shaped angle.
Well, so the floor we entered in on ran east-west, but the lower floor runs
Like northwest, southeast. Yeah.
And then the opposite for the other one. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's just kind of like a weird jumble.
So do we get back to the?
You can head all the way back down there with armfuls of snow.
I refuse to participate in the armfuls of snow.
Okay, well,
Sure.
you know, I tried throwing the snow to unveil the bridge.
It
So-
lands in big awkward clumps on the bridge and just sits there.
So we all have harnesses, right?
Yes.
So while they're making snowmen, I tie the 40 feet of rope between William and myself and start I warn him obviously that we're strapping in to not let me fall, and then I can just start stepping across the invisible bridge.
Yarmir doesn't have a harness?
No.
That sounds right. Maybe you couldn't handle the weight or something.
Yeah.
Only like a pound, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was between harness or compass, and my 1 pound compass won out.
Compasses weigh a pound.
Yep.
Okay, so and I can just I'll leave caltrops across the bridge.
Why?
I think
the
I will
snow?
just probably use. I don't know why there's snow here now, but
Because Kel William threw snow on the bridge. He just like had arm clumps and dumped them, and oh yeah, there's a bridge there.
all
No, but I was going to try and throw it all the way along to make sure there's no gaps in the
sure,
bridge.
you can keep like tossing it in front of you. That's fine.
No, stop. Stay on solid ground. You'll be able to catch me if I fall.
I'm making snowballs, man. I'm throwing them across the thing.
That's the
The
thing.
bridge.
All right. So
So I would
Grimes
like
goes
William
first.
to wait on one end and secure me in case the bridge gives out or something, and I will just walk across it.
This
setting
is
it
40
out.
feet of rope. The pit is 60 feet across, so you can't
You said
get
40 feet across.
Did I say 40 feet?
Yeah.
I thought you told me 60.
I thought I
Yeah.
said 60.
So we don't have quite enough rope at some point.
But you get to the end of your rope, and it's been solid the whole way.
Yeah.
Maybe the last 20 feet are fine. You should just untangle yourself and walk across.
How
Ryan.
far is you? This was like right up against the wall, right, or just a few feet away?
It's a few feet away from the wall.
I climb back to halfway across the bridge. The walls are made of stone.
Worked stone. Yep.
Could I fit a Pitten in the mortar in between two stones?
Ooh.
Or maybe like if there's like a four-way joint, hammer it in between the four. I don't know where the best place, but I'll hammer in a Pitten.
Okay.
Nice.
You can hammer in
You
a
said
bit
the
on
wall's only a
stone
couple
wall.
feet, so I think I'll lean out, like put a hand on the wall.
That's too far for you to lean and touch from the bridge.
Said it's a couple feet. I got a couple.
It's like
feet of
5
arms.
feet. It's like
5
5 feet. Yeah. It's far
Oh,
enough
okay.
that if you mess up, you're just gonna fall to your death.
Well, that's what William. Brace yourself, William, and I'll jump the couple of feet. So put my hammer and Pittons away and like get.
You're gonna like leap onto this work stone wall
jump,
and try and
leap
cling
and
into
get
it.
my fingers in a crack.
Okay,
Is that
let me
a-
take a look at your climb stuff here. This
I brace.
Jesus.
this is brick or stone, and it's not. This is well worked, but not well maintained. But it's also underground, so there's not a lot of erosion. So I'm gonna say it's a -2 penalty. It's not overgrown, inward slope, slippery, icy. You're not wounded. Are you encumbered?
I'm slightly encumbered. We could game it to that, but I think it just gives me like a -2 or something.
You -1 for each level of encumbrance.
Okay, so -1.
So you had a -3 for your climb check.
Okay, so still a don't roll a 1 situation.
What is your climb skill?
24.
Good
So now
God.
D20 plus 21.
Yeah,
Does he get
you're-
12 points every level?
He gets 100 points, but each increment takes a number of points that gets there. So if you're at 12, it takes 13 points to get to 13 and 14 to get to 14.
Yeah, so it would take me 25 points to get to 25.
Yeah.
So I can jump and get my fingers into the cracks in the wall.
Yep.
So do you want me to untie the rope from myself
Nope.
and throw it to you?
Hold, wait, do not touch the rope, William. And I move around so I can get my feet in, and then I'm gonna try and hammer a Pitten in from. How do I even hammer? How can you hammer a Pitten in with while hanging on a wall? But it's got to be doable, right?
I think
climbers
usually they do it, but I think normally you find yourself in like a spot where you can like hold
so I'd
on
like-
in multiple
I'll
ways.
free climb around the middle to try and find a spot where I could brace myself and get a Pitten in.
Okay. It
Like where I
is
can brace myself
slow
with
going on this wall, but
with
you can
2
do
feet
it.
and
There's no good bracing spot. Like you're holding on to cracks that most people wouldn't even fathom are climbable.
Mhm.
Like you're holding on by the half inch of your toe and just like by your fingernails.
Am I able to get myself wedged in a spot 30 feet along to hammer in a Pitten?
No, it's just a nice flat wall, like the worst sort of wall for climbing.
How high up is the ceiling?
10 feet, maybe? Like maybe 4 feet above your head? Maybe a little more?
Barris, come out here.
Wait, onto the bridge?
Onto the bridge. See, it's stable. I will jump back onto the bridge from here. Or I'll probably climb up, so I've got a trajectory, and jump,
Okay.
so I don't even need to...
Sure.
Ferris has like an arm full of snow that he's been holding this entire time, and he comes out to where you're at on the bridge, and he starts kind of like
tumbling check?
tossing snow further ahead.
I was gonna just say a dex check, but if you want to do tumbling
they're
instead,
the
that's
same.
fine.
They're
Okay.
both... Yeah.
Cool. You
Nailed
made
it.
the
I do
bridge.
I do a backflip off of the wall, and William has to come back. Like, oh no, am I gonna have to drag? So if Ferris can come out, I can jump on his shoulders and hammer it into the ceiling.
All right,
You
so
can-
Ferris is going to he
not
brings
following
out
you.
his big armful of snow, and he just starts like tossing snow in front of him to like map out the rest of this bridge.
Okay, yeah, you get the bridge going all the way across.
Okay,
So-
and I'm gonna start
All
like
right.
tapping the rest of my way across this bridge.
30 feet
as-
across. Okay, so
Let's just walk across, man. If it's bridge all the way, right? It'll be
I
fine.
think you're taking this a little bit far.
do you trust your life on this magic?
I trust your life. I'll hold you, Grimes.
We've got to the end of the. What do you mean you'll hold me? We're out of rope.
I'll come forward 20 feet.
If the bridge gives, no, Ferris, just give me a few minutes, guys. I got this.
So Ferris like taps the rest of the way across this bridge with his sword.
Come back
and he, like
here,
just kind of make sure that he's going the right way the entire time.
Grimes
he,
protests, but you make it to the other side intact.
See, it's fine.
I sigh.
I appreciated your efforts, Grimes. Better safe.
Come on, Grimes, let's get moving.
We're not safe. That's the. All right,
Right, we weren't now, but you were
I
attempting
take
to
my
make
rope
us
back
safe.
from William.
I appreciate your effort.
I wanted to have the rope suspended in the middle so that we could do whatever.
I saw your plan. It was good plan. It unfortunately was unnecessary this time, but keep up good thoughts. It
All
will
right.
help in future.
I'll go last, so you can go next, Yaramir.
Oh, I thought I was bringing up rear. That's okay.
All right, so
You
Ferris gets across, Grimes gets across, Yaromir gets across.
And then the bridge gives out on William.
He's just too
And then
heavy.
I cross.
Yeah,
After that,
everyone
I'll walk the
crosses. You all make it to the other side, safe and sound.
How wide
And we
was the
have a
bridge?
snow mapping.
Was it kind of like 3 foot wide, or was it
Yeah, it
wider?
was pretty
or...
narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like
Great.
three
Did
feet.
it like did it go was it straight all the way across, or did it kind of like change directions?
It was
sometimes?
straight
Okay.
across.
We want Cal
All right.
guarding our rear, or would that impede our?
No, I think yeah. Let's. If anything's gonna follow us, it's not gonna sprint along this bridge.
Really? Why not?
There's
It's clearly mapped out in snow.
Well, I don't know if Knowles would be that trusting of it immediately.
Knowles are smarter than you give them credit for. They have an innate distrust for magic.
You say that, yes. Yes,
So what
here
do we
we
look-
are, half an hour later, after you were hammering Pittons into a wall for a bridge that we had
Do
mapped out
not
in
give
snow.
him crap for this. This was quality idea. What if there was sudden disappearance of magic bridge?
He's right.
Known to happen. I have had spells fizzle at random time before. It was unexpected. Did not like it. Would not recommend.
So what are we looking at here? There's another door.
Yeah, it's a doorway. There's no door in it. And on the other side is a chamber similar to the staircase chamber that you were in before, except there's just a really big, complicated looking door in front of you.
A complicated looking door. How
Does that mean like it's a big... Oh.
Oh, it's
What the fuck?
Oh, okay, so we've entered
Right.
Fallout. Okay.
I imagine it doesn't look like that.
It looks
Grimes' eyes
similar to
light
this,
up.
except maybe like not as nice and pristine, and maybe not like polished metal. It's brass, but it looks generally like this, you know.
Well,
Okay.
Grimes.
Eyes light up and then get nervous. I'm not sure if I can handle this. My lockpicks is only 11. I guess I think I just start turning knobs if I got the go-ahead from William and give
right.
it a try.
So this is our first moment of lock picking here. The way that picking locks works with our modified system is the thief has a lock picking score and a door has a lock picking score. If your score is equal to the doors, you can pick it, guaranteed. It's just a matter of time.
I think I've min-maxed my lockpicking to have the lowest score possible while still being somewhat useful. I've got
Right.
11, so I think I can automatically open shitty locks, and I've got a pretty poor chance of anything else. This looks very complicated. Is it made out of steel like this?
No, it's brass.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there is some iron in it that's a little bit rusted, but most of it is brass. So Ryan can easily pick a common or a quality lock, but excellent and superb ones are beyond his abilities.
So I have
It will
no
take
chance,
you.
or
Well,
I
it
get a
depends on the
roll?
quality of the lock. No, it's like there's not
So
a roll
there's,
for that.
there's no chance for me to pick this lock.
And
correct?
it could just be a common or quality lock, but it doesn't look like it. It looks way
I'm
beyond your
pretty
skill.
sure I can get us in here tomorrow.
Do you have a
Yeah.
knock spell?
How can you do that, Yaramir?
Today I have the enlarge spell, so I can cast enlarge on the door in its frame to put as much.
You can
pressure,
reduce it.
as the door expands to 40% its size, to put as much pressure and destruction and warping on the frame itself. And if it breaks through the frame, and then we can use a crowbar to pry it off, great. And if not, I can come back tomorrow with the opposite, and I can reduce the door in its frame. And now that it has loosened the frame, it should come right out.
All right, well, that sounds like a good plan, but let's just try it the old-fashioned way first. And
Okay. I mean, I can attempt to pick this lock. What are you talking
Totally.
about?
Yeah, you could totally try.
Okay. Oh, you were making it sound like there's some skill. Okay, yeah.
No,
so I can automatically pick a quality lock. But
You
an
can
excellent lock.
an excellent or a superb is beyond your skill, but you don't know what locks are excellent or superb until you.
So there's no roll.
But you can,
There's a roll for how long he takes to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the system is more like if there is a lock, it's either guaranteed to be in or out of your range, and then it's just a matter of how long it takes you to get it. So the mechanic is built more around like the speed of picking locks, where you know, like if you can pick the lock and you have infinite time, you're just gonna pick it, guaranteed. You know.
Okay. But if it's excellent, there's no chance that it will happen?
Yeah, it's like Ryan, you with a set of lock picks trying to like pick a really good lock, and Ryan, even with infinite time, probably couldn't do it. You need to like train yourself.
Okay, so my skill is 11. I guess I set to work playing with the knobs.
So it will take you up to 11d10 if it is the same skill as your pick. So you guys are going to be here for probably at least an hour or so.
Yeah, okay.
So you guys can do whatever you want while I set to work trying to make sense of this. And
Nothing else to do.
maybe Yarmir is looking over my shoulder giving advice, because Grimes isn't the brightest bulb in the greenhouse or whatever.
Sure. I mean,
Did you bring that Moncala board?
Excuse me,
I
that's
think
my Moncala board, and no, I left it at the fort.
Yeah.
Captain Hughes seemed to take a liking to it. I figured maybe she can practice in our absence.
Grimes, concentrate on the lock.
Okay.
So do we get it picked, or is it not going to happen?
No, it takes you like an hour, and then it's just beyond you. This is way more complicated. This is like a superb or better lock. This is
Superb. So can I gauge the quality of the lock? Is that a thing that can be done?
I don't have a mechanic for that, but I like the idea of that sort of thing. Yeah. Why don't you give me a lock-picking check, a d20 plus 11, and if you pass, you can gauge the quality of the lock. That sounds fun.
Nope.
Fuck it, man. It's complicated.
Okay.
So-
I mean, so I could probably. So I guess this is convenient that I didn't level up last session, because there's no chance I would have put it into lock picking. But I could probably advance my lock picking to excellent my next session.
Well, we've got a
Or we
couple
could
of
try
other
rolling
ideas.
off the hinges.
Yeah, Yaramir might be able to do something, but before we try your magic, Yaramir, let me try the old-fashioned way. And I sheathe my sword.
Whoa. And Ferris like grabs him and says, if there's anything in there, we don't want to alert it to our presence.
Anything in there?
It's clearly a treasure vault.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think it's going to be empty?
Yeah.
quite possibly, yes. It's been, what, 1,500 years? It
Sure,
would not
that's
surprise
possible.
me if there was hole in other side.
Now,
and
hold
not
on just a
that drags were here.
We've already seen they have a magically invisible bridge. Is it not possible that they would also magically trap their treasury? Yaramir, is there any sort of
Oh,
disarming?
it's quite possible. There are many types of magical traps that are possible. Glyphs, wardings, long-standing spells of... similar to my alarm, but cause massive fiery explosions.
If it was trapped, would Grimes have not already set it off?
Excuse me, I was
Possibly
very ginger with my massaging of the lock.
It's possible traps are set to only happen when door opens.
Huh.
Beyond
Stop back.
that, when magic is at play, I don't think kicking in the door is the way to go.
There's only one way to find out, Ferris. Step back. I pick up Sanko's axe.
Damned human fools.
All right.
Yeah, I step way back.
Give me a roll to hit as you bring this axe to bear on the door.
Is this
I
a
tried.
steel door?
Brass.
Yeah.
No, brass.
Brass, yeah.
The softest of metals.
Not
So
true
you
at
get-
all, but
You
go
get
for
a
it.
plus
even
one with your.
close.
You get a plus one to hit with your iron axe.
Why?
Because it's a lower
Against
quality
a
metal.
brass door, yeah.
Oh, I'm not specialized though, which is a shame in the axe.
Well, just give us a roll
No,
to
you
hit.
still get a +1 because it's a lower quality metal.
Okay, I'll just roll a d20. 7. I mean, it's gonna hit.
You slam your axe into the door, sparks fly, and nothing happens.
Is that
You attempt an open doors with your not hit it with your axe.
okay? Yeah, I throw the axe down and then attempt to just like
Yeah.
open it.
Yeah,
Give
do you have a
me
detect
your best
magic?
open doors check.
I do have a scroll of detect magic, yes. I could use it now if we desire. Or we could use
got
it
a
once we get this open.
I've got a stinking
But it's
suspicion
quite-
that the bridge and the treasury and the treasury door are linked. I mean, doesn't that seem like a good way to catch a thief? They break into your vault and
Seems very good,
bridge
yes.
appears.
What are you saying
Perhaps
here?
you should go put Pitten in middle of bridge again. I would offer to let you stand on my shoulders, but I fear I am too weak to hold your weight.
I try and open the door, Neal.
All right, give me your best open doors check.
Oh my god. Yes!
That's not how you roll it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't open. It doesn't budge. But also, that's not how you open
Oh, that's
doors.
that's a Ben Bars.
That's a Ben Bars
Yeah.
check.
Oh, wait,
which-
what's open doors?
It's a
Damn it,
D20
doors
plus
is a
something.
D20.
Ben
You want
Bars
low.
/ lift gates.
Yeah, but he does not bend the bars or lift the gates on this massive door.
That would do even a magically held. I mean, he accidentally.
You want low on those rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you do.
Okay, so we
Come on.
got the minimum.
So what
You
I'm
can't help
saying
it,
is
Neal.
that,
I roll a 1. You've got to let me open it.
no, I really don't. I'm
So it's
saying that a giant vault door that is buried like 100 and something feet underground, but trapped by an invisible bridge, is also not brute forcible by a character with 18-anything strength.
All right.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a big
But what
fucking
about a
safe.
giant character with 18?
Well, we all know it doesn't change his strength score, so.
Right.
So I think I turn around, like, my eyes almost bulging out of my head, like veins. Extremely, like, prominence just in the side of my head and in my arms, and I say, I don't think I can open it.
It's not gonna.
Oh,
happen.
really?
Pretty sure
I
can.
never would have guessed.
Doors always work by same quality. If we break the frame, it will come open.
All right, let's try plan B. C? Plan C.
Okay, so it might not work the first time. We might have to reduce the door down so that it no longer like fits in the frame. But I have enlarged today, so I draw out the image of the tree on my back using the fine dust of iron sand in my pocket, and I incant the magic words, and I cause the door itself, but not the frame, to increase by 40% of its size.
I get well back for this. Expect the door to come hurtling out of the frame and like take off the enemy's
You can
heads.
enlarge the rope, by the way.
Well, it's going to. I don't think it'll break the frame, but I do think it will warp and twist and bend the bronze frame. And then I can come back tomorrow and reduce the size of the door. It'll just come out of the frame.
It's a good plan.
Because if I reduce the size of the door by 40%, it'll come out. And if it doesn't, you can wedge like a crowbar or something in there and rip it out, no problem.
So you've already established that the door is stronger than a William. Is it not also follow that it's stronger than the walls around it? And if it enlarged, it would just bust the walls open before it itself would break?
It does say on the enlarge spell that if it's held in place by strong materials, it won't break them.
No, but it can bend them and warp them. If you have iron,
Yeah, so I mean, it probably won't pop out of the frame, but it might be bent and warped by the time the spell
that's what I'm
ends. Yeah.
saying, right? We're gonna
Okay.
bend and warp the frame today, and then tomorrow I come back with the reverse of the spell memorized.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Saving, and well, I guess we could always rememorize down here if we get stuck. But we can enlarge ropes to make it long enough to get us across the chasm.
Yeah, we could always sleep down here.
Okay. So I need to look up some saving throws on my DM table. I'm going to basically give the door frame a saving throw versus spell to see if the enlarged spell will... There's no saving throw versus spell, but there is a saving throw versus crushing blow.
Yeah, I think it should be crushing blow. Because basically, the door is expanding inside the door frame. All the mechanisms that hold it in place should be stressed really heavily by this, as it
So-
explodes to like 140% its size.
I want you to roll the saving throw versus crushing blow for the metal surrounding it, which is a 7 or better on a d20. Is a pass. So you want to roll a 6 or lower.
How about
Yes.
that?
There you go.
Boom!
The door expands and the frame around it begins to like buckle and twist and warp, and then it kind of comes to a pause, and the door like kind of shrinks back to its normal size, leaving this awkward gap where there's all these like twisted buckled bits. It's not open, but it's definitely sustained serious damage.
So now, William, I think if you were to use this leverage point, you might have better opportunity to open door. And if it does not work today, I will reduce it tomorrow.
All right, stand back. I will use, not the best thing for this is shovel. Dagger.
This is why, see, remember back when I was like, hey, how did we open that one thing? And you guys are like, don't worry about it. We don't need a crowbar.
Grimes is already trying to line up a Pitten in the door frame. Can I find somewhere to leverage in a couple of Pythons around the frame?
You can try, definitely. Yeah.
Pop it out of the frame.
That would give you some serious leverage. I like that.
All
right, so Grimes goes in there and starts
Pythons.
Yeah.
Mindful. I don't know if there's any way to be mindful of traps while I'm doing so, or at least doors falling on myself. But...
No, not really. I mean, I guess you can look around before looking for traps, but you just gotta hammer it.
So wait, is there a gap now?
There's a small gap in some areas.
Is it like you can see through it kind of gap?
No.
Oh, okay.
We can make it bigger.
Grimes, you start hammering these Pythons all around. How many Pythons do you have to hammer in? How heavily are you going to commit to this?
I got 5.
Okay.
So.
All right. Why don't you also give me a
saving throw versus spell?
It's not versus falling, fire, cold, bolt, electricity, acid. Give me another saving throw versus crushing blow. Another d20, 7 or above is a pass. You want it to fail.
Oh, for the door.
Yeah. This is only workable since. Oh my god!
God, we are rolling terribly at the perfect opportunities.
Yaramir has twisted this enough that you can get your Pittons in there, and that's 2 failed checks for the door. These Pittons are starting to like pop the door frame out forward a little bit as you get like some nice angles in here, but the door still holds. It's a heavy safe. The top of it is definitely
all 5 Pythons just like hammered into the door frame, popping out.
I think they're like mostly on the top where it buckled the most, and you've managed to push the frame back more than like the door out, but you're like creating a gap in the top that's really starting to come apart.
Can we affix William to the front of the door and have him yank it out at this point? Can we attempt another?
Yeah, let's do that.
I thought he was going to use the Pythons like for leverage, right?
Yeah, that was my idea to like hammer them.
Yeah, so I can grab onto them and just like try and pull it out.
Or or try and pull the door frame out. We can even like tie.
You should use the rope. That door looks heavy. I'd rather you weren't crushed to death as soon as you pulled it free of its frame.
Let's attach William via climbing harness and rope to the door frame, and then he can back up like 10 feet.
Just use him like an ox.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what he's best at.
Is this enough to warrant another open doors check, Neal?
Not quite. This is a big badass safe. Let's see. What would work in this situation? Where's my player's handbook? I need a player's handbook.
What's in the player's handbook?
I don't know. Something. There are answers. There's always answers in the player's handbook.
Is the lock not damaged? Could Grimes maybe not pick it now? It's like
a damaged lock is often harder to pick than a real lock.
The lock is intact.
What you're doing when you pick a lock is like placing the tumblers in the right spot, and when they're damaged or broken, it can be harder to open. Right? That makes sense. Harder to pick.
Yep.
All right. You sound like the kid out of Stranger Things.
Do you have enough strength to open magically held doors?
He would have succeeded on that original roll. He would have succeeded on the
What's your strength score, William?
1858.
Ooh, you can't even try magically held doors.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at 1891.
91 to hold doors, to break open magic doors. I kind of still want to give you some sort of roll here.
Is it magically held? Is that what you're telling us?
No, but I'm saying it's a big, heavy fucking, like it's magical or barred doors, and this is more than a barred door, you know?
Like in bend bars, right?
Yeah, but this isn't like a thin little bar that can be bent. This is a big fucking safe. It's the safe below this
between it being kind of like bent out of shape and poorly, like he now has leverage, he's tied to a rope. Can he like make a bend bars lift gauge?
I mean,
so he can finally pry it free of whatever's holding it. I can see that being like if it's a barred gate, I can see that being a bend bard's roll. Like is he applying enough force to bend it out of its holding?
Yeah, I feel like this isn't something that William's going to be able to brute force yet. Maybe after a third failed saving throw versus crushing blow, it'll be loose enough that William can try it. But I think for now, it's going to stay.
I mean, like legitimately, all we have to do is come back tomorrow, and I can reduce the door in its frame, and it will be loose. It should just fall out, but if it doesn't, it'll be super loose. Like he can just pull it.
Well, can we make a fire here, Neal, or will it be suffocating?
You don't have any wood with you to make a fire, but you can sleep down here. It's cold. It's
Yeah,
just
we
as
don't
cold
wanna do it.
as it is up
We're
there,
losing
but there's
warmth,
no
right?
wind.
Wait, are we losing warmth?
You are.
Yeah, we should go back.
let's head back then. All right.
All right, so Ferris goes first, and he like very carefully pokes his way across. He wants to make sure that like every time he goes across this bridge, it's I expect this to be like a shifting bridge that changes every time we go across it.
Well, this time it's in the same place.
Okay.
It's once again like 6 inches below the ledge, so it's a little awkward to find, but you find it and scurry across, and the whole party can return to the surface.
Okay.
Grimes can climb out, lower rope down, and you can all return back to your happy little hut, where we'll take our first break of the day. And then when we come back, we will see if they can get this door open. See you guys on the other side.